Well, hello, my friends, and thank you for being here on this session. In today's session, we're going to be talking about categories, subcategories, and posts. A lot of people sometimes get a little bit confused with how to use them. When do I use one? How do I do it? Why do I need so many options? So in this session, I'm going to go through how to use them, what are they, and we're going to then go and dive into our Kajabi site to go through and create some and show you examples in how you can use them. So let's dive in. So the first thing is that we have three components of a course. If you want to think about it, a post is a piece of content. Think about it as if you have a PDF, if you have a video, if you want your students to actually complete like a little quiz or something, an audio file, anything that you want to include in your course. That's what a post is. Think about it as a page in a book. You can have multiple pages in a book, but what do you do with those pages? That's when we go to the second one. What is a category? A category is an organization format. If you think about it, a category is how you want all your content to appear. So in a course, you actually will have multiple categories. You probably have seen it with a different name. You probably have seen it with the name of a module. That's what it is. Or a chapter. That's all that it is. A category is how you want to organize your content, and it's very important to know how you want to use that content, because then we have different capabilities between a post and a category. Then there's something else called a subcategory. It's just a small category. Subcategory, it looked like a folder. It's actually a subcategory. That's all that it is. Smaller folder, smaller organizational format. Let's say that you have a module and you have multiple pieces in that module, or multiple groupings within a module. Let's say that you have a module that is, the big category may be week 1, but you may have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as sub categories that you can use to release different amount of content or to organize it in a different way. Okay, so that's what it is. So let's put all this together. Okay, so think about the course as the big organization. So when you create a category, you're putting a little boundary within that course. So then you can release a post, a PDF, a video as a post within the category. You probably have seen the name lessons. A post is a lesson. So when you see you're gonna complete multiple lessons, or 0 of 20, 0 of 30, something like that, that's what you want your students to complete. Then you can have multiple categories within your environment. So you can have category 1, category 2, and you're not going to call it categories. You can call it whatever you want to call your modules. And I'm going to show you a real course that I'm finishing so you can see how you can name them. Then when you create a subcategory, you do the exact same thing. It's just that it's a grouping within that group. As I mentioned, you can have multiple groupings within that environment, and what that helps is how you want to use it. A very important thing is that if you want to drip the content, that is one of the best practices for a course, you need to create categories or subcategories, because a post on its own cannot be released. If you want to release just a post, you need to release the category and the post inside that category or posts will be released. That's why if you have within a week if you have different content that you want to release, you create subcategories so you can organize it and you can then make it drip available. Okay, so there you have it. You have the course as the big boundary, and then your categories start making the boundary smaller so you can then see them. Okay, so let's go and do it. Let's see how this look directly on Kajabi. So let's get out of here. Let me bring here. This is one course. So to build a category, all that you do is that you go to the top of your course. Doesn't matter if you use the mini course or if you use the empty, whatever you do for the product, you go here, product outline. That's what a category is. You're gonna create a category as your outline so it will appear. You give it a name, week 1, and you're gonna go to the bottom. So within that category in there, you can now create a post. Add a post. My PDF. I can create multiple ones. My video. You don't have to create multiple ones. You can put all this into one. I'm just giving you an example. So now, as I mentioned, you need to have a category so you can make it drip enable. And that is so your users or your customers can consume the content in different days. So let me give you an example of that. This is a course that I'm doing in Spanish. The language is not what I want you to focus. I want you to focus in what it says in here. This category is day 1. So after they register, a day after they register, they will receive an email saying, here is some content that was made available for you. And all that I need to do for that is that when I go into the category, I can go to the settings and I have the option to make it drip enable, and I put the number of days that I want to wait. So X number of days after the person registered for the course, this will be available. Okay, so let's go back to our main course that we're working on. So let's say that I want to make that category available. I make it drip and I say after 1 day. What will happen is that 1 day after the customer or the user sign up, they will receive everything in the category. But let's say that you don't want to give them everything. Let's say that you just want to give them some of it. You have the option to create a subcategory. So then you can only give them some things. So you can come here in the content section and I can add the subcategory. So I'm gonna create this as Monday. And I'm gonna create another one. And again, you can name it whatever you want. This is just to control your content. And I'm gonna move that I want them to get the PDF on Monday and I want them to give them the video on Wednesday. Now, all that I'm gonna do now, I have to publish the category. But I can then, instead of just doing drip at the category level, now I can do the drip at the subcategory. You see, now Monday, I want this to be 2 days after they log in. Or you can pick this up however you want it. And I save it. And now this subcategory will be available See, on week 1, 2 days, so you have to count the days based on when you're gonna do it. When do you want them to get it available? Then I could do the same thing for Wednesday. Go drip, and I can go 4 days. Okay, I save it. And now these categories will be released on a specific time. So here in my example, I'm releasing a video every single day, and I want them to receive an email when the content is made available. So let me open here my email so I can show you. Every morning my students receive an email that they will get the product name. So in Kajabi, your product name will be on the email, then the category that is being made available to them. And that's why in this email I changed it yesterday from just the category name to also include the topics of them. See? And this will allow them that they can click in that link, and this will get them directly into that content. So every day, or when your content get released, they will get the information of when that content is made available, and then they can come here and they can watch then the video or use the content that I'm giving them. So there you have it, my friends. We just went through how to go through the whole process of what are the post categories and subcategories, how to implement them, how to make them available, and how to then get your email available. And one more thing before I forget it, let me switch back here because I know that the question is gonna come. How do you get the drip information? If you go in your Kajabi and you go into settings, you're gonna have an option for drip settings. When you click in there, by default, this is not enabled. You have to come here and click to make drip enabled. That is, send an email to my members when a product category is dripped. And you need to pick the time. If your product, you want them, in my case, I want my product to go out the beginning of the day. You pick the time. And this is based on the time zone that you pick. You see? Eastern time, Standard Time. So automatically, you'll go out and your email is already customized. So it's just gonna be, here's this category, this content was made available to you. If you want to customize it, you need to do a little bit of coding. It's not difficult, but you can customize the notification. So now, hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know.